Hi, I'm David Gross with Condi Systems, back with you again to share a little bit of my wisdom for sublimation success. Already this year I've had the honor and privilege of getting out of the office a little bit and teaching at a few trade shows. And this has been a great experience. Even got to take my wife with me, so we've had some great time going to these shows. One of the questions that I'm asked by folks when I teach is, especially for folks that are not familiar with sublimation, is of course they want to know about the technology and things like that. But sometimes they get into a little bit of the business aspect of their questions and they ask about ROI. So today's video I will focus on ROI. Well, what is ROI? ROI is return on investment. And so I'm left-handed, so please forgive me and stay with me. Never really had good handwriting, but doing the best I can. And so the question is, first of all, how does sublimation maybe compare with other technologies as far as the ROI? And just what are the figures to it? Now, what does ROI? Well, I'm not a financial genius or anything like that. I'm an engineer. And to me, when people want to know about ROI, what they're really asking is, what do I have to do to break even before I recover my investment? How fast can I do that? How easy can I do that? Those are the kinds of things they want to know. And I think sublimation, okay, when we actually start putting the dollars and cents to it, looks really good. And after having done this for 21 years, okay, I can tell you that not only do the figures look good, but in reality, which of course is the only thing that's important, it works, okay? And so the first thing people want to know is, okay, what do I have to invest? And generally what I tell them is we've got about $1,200 to about, we'll say, $3,000 in a system, okay? So $1,200 will get you a small printer and a small heat press. And that is ideal for someone that wants to focus on, say, device covers. Starting off with a budget, something like that. It's also a good system if you need portability. Let's say you're going to set up in events, things like that. Let's say you're going to set up on weekends, flea markets, family reunions, anything like that provides portability. The bigger systems are going to be a little bit harder to move around. So ultimately, many people have two systems. They have a small printer, small press, big printer, big press. For $3,000, you get a little bit bigger printer. You get a printer that, for instance, will do up to around 13 by 19 is the print size. And you get a heat press that is really a great heat press, something that's going to put out a lot of power. The small presses here, which this is the JP14, it's the portable press that I travel with when I'm out and about teaching. And the reason it's portable is because it's light. But one thing it doesn't do is it doesn't put out a lot of heat. So when we press with this press, we're going to have to go longer. Sometimes maybe 50% longer, sometimes 100% longer, which in the grand scheme of things isn't a big deal. The sublimation process is still very fast. But be aware, just like a small burner on a stove versus a big burner, the small burner is going to take a little bit longer to cook your food, okay? So if you're looking for a shop setup, then this is certainly a better place for you to be. Bigger printer allows you to press more things. Bigger heat press is much more serious, and it's going to hold up well over many, many years. So that's important. So this is where we're at here. Now, I want to focus only on one product. With the sublimation process, as you well know, if you watch some of our videos, looked at our website, we have thousands of products that you can transfer to. So I'm going to just focus on one, but we can focus on more if we wish. So let's just talk about, say, an iPhone cover. Okay, something like that. An iPhone cover probably cost you, if you rolled up all your cost, would be about $3. Okay? And we could sell that, okay, probably pretty easy for at least $15. Okay? Now, the selling price, okay, for products to me is determined by three things, okay? And we're going to call that value, okay? We can call that value. And the three things are the substrate itself, in this case the iPhone cover, the artwork, what's on it, and then the selling environment. And so are you selling at a flea market? Are you selling at a mall? That kind of thing. And the selling environment, obviously, if you've done any shopping, have a daughter like I do that loves to shop, you're going to pay more as you go into a more and more upscale retail environment. So you can control these three things to some extent. So that's where this $15. So the $15, I would say, would be a little bit on the lower end market, where, for instance, if you go to Best Buy and look at an uncustomized cover, you know, it might be $30, $40, something like that. So if we look at the difference between 3 and 15, that's going to be a 5x multiplier there. So the markup is about 5x. And the markup of what you can, you know, sell products and, you know, what they cost you is going to vary for the sublimation world. But the bottom line is you're going to have some good multipliers, okay? For instance, on a mug, you might have a multiplier of you know, probably 6 or 7, something like that. So different products carry different multipliers, but ultimately it's going to come down to these three things. Now, in the artwork area, just to digress just for a second, that's an area we can help you. If you go to Condi Design, no S, just condidesign.com, you'll see all our inexpensive digital downloads to help you decorate products. For instance, this iPhone cover here was decorated with our background and with our monogram fonts. So you come out with an awesome design. It looks really good, very appealing, and so you're doing a good job here. And guess what? You didn't have to spend a lot of effort because we spent the time to make these for you. Very inexpensive. Check them out at Condi Design. Also, you can see them on our website as well. So those are going to be important. Now, let's just say that indeed this is a legitimate scenario, and we made $12 worth of profit. Okay. Now, obviously, there's some overhead things. You may have to pay for a flea market booth if you sold them at the flea market, and so. But just to simplify the equation, if we sold them for $12 and we have an investment of $1,200, that means that we recover our equipment, you know, and that kind of investment by selling 100 covers. Okay, so not a lot of covers in the grand scheme of things to recover your investment. In a recent article, just came out a few days ago, I published an article in the A&E magazine as a supplement, and it's also in printware as well. I go into some great detail about the concepts we're talking here today. And I mentioned 2 case studies. By the way, if you want a copy of the article, you can email your Condi rep or just email us at saleshelp@condi.com and we'll send you a copy of it. It'll also be posted on the website. I did 2 case studies for it just to show you how straightforward I think it is to get to 100 cases pretty quick. The first case study I did was Jeff Butler, and we have his video posted. He needed extra money. He decided to work on weekends. He set up a booth at the flea market, and I think he probably sells at least an average of 70 covers every day. He works, you know, obviously Saturday and Sunday. So on one weekend, he's recovered his investment and then some. Now, it did take him a while to get established, for people to know what he did, clientele, and to tune his operation, but it didn't take very long. The second case study I mentioned in there is a young lady still in high school, has an internet-based business, mainly promotes her covers through Instagram, has a website. I think her Instagram following is something like 50,000, just huge. So she comes home from school and she's producing covers. Last time I checked, I'm doing the video in March of 2013. For this year, I know she sold over 1,000 covers. Very, very talented young lady. Obviously, she's working hard. Her focus is doing artwork. So she paints, and then she scans, and then she puts them on there. So if you check out the article, I've got links and things like that to show you. So for 100 covers, you can recover your $1,200 investment, okay? And of course, you can definitely go outside of covers. There's just loads and loads of other products. All right, so the ROI, I think, is quite low compared to every other technology I know of, and it's very achievable, okay? But in order to achieve that, let's talk a little bit more so you understand your cost. Your cost of printing with these printers here, if I have to give you a very simple rule of thumb, is about a penny per square inch. Now the penny per square inch that includes ink and paper. So that's ink and paper, and that is a little bit generous. Okay, so to make things simple, that's what I calculate. So your operating cost is actually quite low on the new desktop generation printers, quite low. Okay, so you have a low cost of operation, and then you look at what Sublimation can do for you. Well, you can produce thousands of different products. They're full color. There's no minimum quantity 1, things like that. So it's an ideal decorating technology with sort of a internet kind of mindset. I want it my way, I want it now. So it provides a great opportunity to key into our culture today. In the case of iPhones, which my article goes into more details about it, you know, you've got the demographic of young and female. For instance, if you see a Volkswagen going down the street, well, you know, you're probably safe to say it's being driven by a female. That's a heavy demographic for that vehicle. So in the case of iPhone covers, you also have a very heavy demographic for the female, and those folks often buy more than one cover, and they'll continue to change them as their mood changed. You know, just ask me and my daughter. She loves to change her mind, and she's always got to be up there with the latest fashion decorating accessory. Okay, so I'm sure I've confused a few people out there, probably confused myself, but the bottom line is the ROI for certainly the low-end system, which is good. And by the way, there's no quality difference whether you buy a low-end or high-end. They produce the same quality. It is, to me, is a ridiculously low number of 100 covers. And if you think about how many covers are out there, gosh, just huge numbers. I think in the last quarter of 2012, Apple sold something like 45 million, something like that. And as I do this video, Samsung is about to release their S4, and the S3 is selling extremely well. We're finally seeing covers being sold in mass for the Samsung S3. It's a great phone in its own right. By the way, I'm an iPhone person, and I'm not going to change, but I have lots of friends that have Samsungs, and they're awesome phones as well. So I welcome your feedback on talking about your ROI experiences and your success stories. Please email us for the article on the latest article on device covers, things like that. It goes into a lot of detail about markets, things like that. So my point in doing this video is very simple. If you need some more information about, you know, is sublimation right for you, we can help you. But the bottom line is that it's an inexpensive technology, very flexible, and it's high value and highly profitable. And so I look forward to your questions. It's been a pleasure to be with you today. This is David Gross with Condi Systems. Till we meet again. Thank you.